Hey everybody, welcome to r/malicious compliance, where people tend to get exactly what they deserve. I'm Uncle Reddit, and have I got a story for you? May I suck your succulent? So, I worked for this torturous company that was killing me slowly, sort of like a Venus flytrap, but worse. The company gave out demerit points for rules that were broken. For instance, if you forgot to put a cover on your coffee mug, 2 demerit points. If you forget your gate card, 1 demerit. If you exceeded 5, you attended an hour-long video explaining the company's demerit system while sitting next to Esther from HR. Demerits were erased every year on your hiring date, giving you back your squeaky clean slate. No doubt these rules were originally intended for the penal system, aptly named penal. Let's say you were getting 6 months of weekly allergy shots. You would be required to bring in individual doctor's notes, 1 per visit. I made the horrific mistake of thinking my doc could write 1 note stating, Monty will be receiving 6 months of treatments starting on September 8th, once weekly, saving the embarrassment of asking for a note at every visit like an a-hole. 3 demerits for breaking the doctor's note rule. Newt was a dumb old thing who was reluctantly placed in HR as a last resort. Newt collected medical notes and kept track of demerits, earning him the name Demerit Dong. Dong had it out for me ever since I came up with his nickname, but he hated me more for dodging demerits and pushing the envelope as far up his butt crack as possible. The only thing that pleased Dong more than demerits was his nutty office plant collection. Dong would tell you all about his beloved juniper bonsai as he made out with a pot of brown-eyed Susans. Monday, I hand Dong my doctor's note, 6 months of allergy shots starting September 8th once weekly. He accepted the note and went back to massaging his spider plant. The very next week, Dong notifies me I have 3 demerits. WTF? I storm into Dong's office. He was tending to his mini cactus trio. I wave a copy of my note. The bastard opens the rule book and points to a line stating that an individual note must be presented for each medical visit. Dong finally got me, and that was the end of that. Or was it? Dong asked me what I was allergic to. He chuckles, gets up, and starts fingering his fern. I know damn well he reads every note in my file. For this very reason, I always insert a strange medical condition or affliction on every single note. It was just a little tidbit of satisfaction against the dickety dong. Pica, or pica, was my latest affliction. I'm going to say pica. An abnormal desire to eat substances such as dirt, chalk, or ash, not normally eaten. Fast forward, I get a promotion. However, due to lack of office space during renovations, I get to share a temporary space with Dong and all his plant children for the next 9 cozy months. No options, no other place to move to, and I was ready. Dong's day would start by finding strategically placed spoons in the dirt of random potted plants. I would say things to Dong like, Man, I would like to take a suck of that succulent. I have a great recipe for that juniper bonsai. Is that air plant salt-free? I'm watching my intake. Some days I would ask him these questions through a dirt-stained upper lip. Finale. Although it was easy, I got Dong to admit he could have cleared my demerits by resubmitting paperwork back to HR, but Dong chose not to do so. Instead, he told me to go prove it. Sounds easy enough. I simply explained to the head of HR. Newt was a great office mate, but I had allergies and a special condition aggravated by any plant that required dirt. All my medical notes were on file to prove it. Due to the fact that all of HR hated Dong too, it took all of 5 minutes. And so the story ends. Dong had to take all his plant babies home until after the move. That turned out to be over a year. Dong put up a weak fight, accused me of being a plant molester. I told Dong to go prove it. Oh my, I think we've all worked with a Dong at one point or another. Although I can't say I've had quite that much creativity, but I do like to torture my coworkers sometimes. Throw away that coffee. Here in school, we really aren't technically allowed to bring drinks around, unless it's water in a clear bottle. but most teachers don't really care. Usually, if I'm wanting to eat breakfast or have a coffee, I'll go to one of my teacher's classrooms before first period. He wasn't in there today, so I didn't get a chance to drink very much of it, and honestly, it wasn't that special. Just plain black coffee. So I didn't mind having to throw it away. I just don't want to throw a full cup of liquid in a garbage bin where it'll make a mess. I'm walking down the hallway, and that one teacher who gives a crap saw me with it. "You can't have that, you need to throw it away." Very hostile for some reason. I know, I'm just looking for a place to... "No, you need to put it in a trash can now." "Yes, but can I..." "Stop arguing with me. If another word comes out of your mouth again, I'm giving you an office referral and a detention." Oh, I take the full cup of black iced coffee and dropped it in the garbage can sitting in her classroom. It makes a giant mess, and I walk away. She's pissed and says, "The next time I catch you with a drink, you'll be placed in ISS. In-school suspension, in case you didn't know. Okay, so I go to the main administrator and ask him about this. He tells me, you can have drinks just as long as they're gone before first period. I bring another iced black coffee the next day, sit in my usual teacher's classroom. And when she walked in, AD started griping at me again. I drank the whole damn thing in front of her. Needless to say, I had the runs, but F that B. Yeah, I don't blame you. It's either a rule or it's not. There's no gray area, and if the rule is you can have it as long as it's gone before first period, I'd do it. I'd take advantage of every little loophole I could. Go ahead and shoot me. So this happened years ago, but all the paintball stories got me thinking about this little bit of malicious compliance that 14-year-old me pulled off. So this was back around 2003 or 4. It was around Christmas time, and in my rather large family, we all draw names and then get that person a gift to the tune of $50 to $100, depending on the year. This particular Christmas, both of my parents had drawn the names of my cousins, who were my age and very close with me. I happened to have drawn the third of the 3 brothers, so we had the whole set, and my parents decided I was the logical choice for just choosing gifts for all of them, which I was more than happy to do. So off to Walmart we went. Now another thing you need to know, we were a paintball family, and airsoft was pretty new on the scene back then. It was just coming into its own, and was kind of the hot thing on the block. So when I found a set of cheap airsoft guns that fit within my price constraints, I thought they were the perfect gifts. I stacked them into my cart and went and found where my parents were waiting. My dad looked them over and was not impressed. He declared them puny and said that they didn't even look like they were fun at all. But I stuck to my guns. I see what you did there. Stating that it was something that they would want and would be excited about. He relented and we started moving towards the cashier when this exchange took place. Those don't even look like they would hurt. So, they don't have to hurt. Yeah, but you would have to shoot someone from like less than 5 feet away to even feel it. So you want me to shoot you with one? Sure. We laughed, checked out, and hauled our stuff home. 3 days later, and I had acquired a few extra bits and bobs to go with the guns. Eye protection, a couple extra clips, and BBs. I was wrapping them up in my bedroom, and I decided it just made the most sense to include all the little extra things in the already oversized box. So there I am with the box open on my bed, and I hear my dad in the middle of a phone call. He's a doctor. Sitting at the family PC. Remember having those? Which happened to be situated right in front of the door to my bedroom. Recalling his words from the store, I popped the rifle out of its foam packaging, stuck in a BB, cracked open my door, and shot my dad in the leg from about 3 feet away. Some additional context. My father is not the kind of person you do this stuff to. He has some anger issues at times, and, though he never hit us kids, can really get going. Breaking stuff and swearing, beat red face, all that stuff. So in the middle of his phone call with one of his nurses, he screams out at the top of his lungs and comes up out of that office chair like he'd been shot. Of course he had been. He turned and looked at me with his face as red as a tomato, cordless phone clutched in his hand, and just said, "What the F?" Through my cracked door I replied back, "Well, you said I could shoot you because it wouldn't hurt." He deflated and with a sigh just said, "Yeah, okay, that hurt. Don't do it again." Sitting here recounting the story, I honestly can't believe that 14-year-old me had the balls to go through with that, and that I suffered 0 consequences for it. Oh no, I couldn't even imagine doing that in my house to one of my parents. there would have been consequences. Painful consequences. Not allowed to take off safety glasses to defog? Okay. So this happened yesterday. I work at a company that has really strict safety rules that state no removal of safety glasses while on the clock. They also, of course, implemented a mask mandate due to C-19, which they're strict about as well. I can't blame them as there are thousands of employees here. Well, yesterday we were told that we can't remove our safety glasses to defog them from the condensation from the mask, and the mask must stay over the nose. I'll get back to that in a minute. Our company is also pretty strict on production. They don't really want us taking a lot of breaks, so if they see us standing around doing nothing, there is a potential to get written up for that. As you know, it's very difficult to keep glasses from fogging up. I've tried numerous different things to help, but it only lasts a couple of minutes. So once the boss told us about the new rule, we went to work. A few minutes later, almost all of us had to stop working and had to sit there with foggy glasses because we weren't allowed to remove the mask or defog our glasses. We sat there for a good 10 minutes, and our boss conveniently came up to our job and was questioning us, asking us why we were just sitting there, and we got to tell him that our glasses were too foggy to work. Our boss changed the rule that same day, stating that we can remove our glasses to defog them. Sometimes I wish I understood what went through bosses' heads when they made up rules like this. Like, were you even thinking? And okay, maybe you don't wear safety glasses. You're a higher up, you're a suit, you don't really put safety glasses and all that stuff on daily. So okay, but when somebody tells you about it that has first-hand experience, maybe you should listen. Don't pick up the phone. I work at a bank with my boss, the branch manager. One day, we were pretty slow. It was an easygoing day. I had a customer call in to ask for balances, and I noticed they didn't have an email in the system. So I kindly asked them if they wanted to provide an email for us. They said yes, and I went forward and started the procedure to update their email. Then about 5 people walk in at once, and I put up my window closed sign to continue to help the person on the phone. My manager then shoots me a passive-aggressive message with something along the lines of, "Why are you on the phone? You're the only teller on the line right now? Don't you know better? Thanks." Malicious Compliance. So as Veterans Day and Thanksgiving is coming up, lots of the workers take vacation time. And we only had 2 tellers, myself and another. My coworker went on lunch and the phone starts to ring. Of course I ignore it, as he wanted me to. My branch manager is in a Zoom meeting, so he can't pick up the call either. The caller calls about 3 times before my manager shoots me a message. "Why are you just letting the phone ring? Do your job." I replied, "I am," and took 3 minutes to scroll all the way up in our convo and copy and pasted what he said to me about picking up the phones. He gave no reply to the message, but after his meeting, I could see his frustration when he came to me and told me, "Pick up the phone and take a message when you're the only one on the line." It isn't much, but I've been wanting to maliciously comply to something ever since I found this sub. Yeah, that's one of my goals in life, to maliciously comply. You're complying, but you're still getting that last little dig in. That was r/malicious compliance. Let me know what you guys think. I like to vary it up a little bit, do some tech support stories, the I don't work here lady stories, malicious compliance, entitled parents, things like that. Let me know what you think. You want to see more of these, less of these, more tech support? I mean, tech support starts to dry up after a while. Sometimes it's nice to give it a day or two to kind of build up some steam in the thread before I go digging for stories. Always open to suggestions. I appreciate you guys hanging in there with me, and hey, if you stuck it out this far, do me a favor, give us a like, a subscribe, and hey, click that little bell icon so you don't miss the fat guy with the beard telling you stories. Oh yeah, click on one of these videos too. I think you'll enjoy them. See ya.